All right, so the first thing to do is ignore everything after the first term. All right, what we want to look at is the greatest exponent and its coefficient. So the greatest exponent is 5, and its coefficient is -2. All right, this is what we'd call an odd function, right? This is odd because it has an odd exponent, right? The exponent is 5. We would also say that it has a negative exponent. Now, what I'm going to need you to do is go ahead and Google this, in behavior of an odd function, and then look for this little picture. This is what we're going to use to kind of decipher what's going on. All right, so I've also put it here on Planbook, and you can find it there as well. All right, so here we go. This is an odd function and it's negative. If we go to look at our chart, if we look at an odd function that's negative, so odd power and negative right here. So the graph looks like this. It's kind of an upside down S curve. Something like that's going on. What we see down here is what we're interested for this assignment. And what it's saying is the following. It's saying, all right, as x goes to -infinity, so as x goes this way, as the graph moves to the left, the function or the graph goes up, right? As we go to the left, the graph goes up. The other part of it is saying the opposite. It's saying as we move to the right, as we move towards infinity, that's positive infinity. As x moves this way, as x moves towards positive infinity, a huge number, right? The function goes towards negative infinity, which is a really, really, really far away negative number, right? So it's an odd function because of its exponent. It's negative, so it's going to have this sort of arrangement. And you can always use this to double check, and I don't mind that at all. All right, so if we read all these choices here, this one, what we're looking for is the choice that has the same two setups. So as we go to the right, see, Con lists it first the other way around. So you have to kind of manipulate that. We're looking at this one first. As x goes towards infinity, f of x goes towards -infinity. It's like this one here. And the graph, as we go towards -infinity, we move towards positive infinity, right? And it's kind of confusing, but if you use that setup, it'll work every time. This is another negative odd one. I'm going to skip it. All right, this one is a positive odd. So this is odd because the power is odd. And this is positive. So odd and positive. Odd power, positive. That's the top right up here. So if we look at that, it tells us as x goes towards infinity, the function goes towards infinity. So let's look back. That's like here, right? And there. The difference between the two is that in the second part, it's saying as we go towards -infinity, this one also goes towards positive infinity. This one's saying as x approaches -infinity, it approaches -infinity. Because it's odd, the two signs will always be different, right? The two signs will always be different. If it's an even function, they'll both be the same. So I'm going to select D on this one. Right? As x approaches infinity, the graph approaches positive infinity. All right. Feel free to use that little chart that I looked up there. Make sure you Google that, like I said. You'll be good to go. All right.